Hey guys, this is Scott back with an unboxing video. This unboxing is a little bit different than the ones that I've been doing in the recent past. Most of those have been Star Wars related. This one right here is a drone. Excuse me. So just a little bit of history about my RC flying experience. Back around 2009, 2010, I believe it was, I wanted to get into RC aircraft. I started off originally in RC cars. I got a Traxxas Jado. It was 2.5, and I really got into that whole RC thing. So I've always had I've always been fascinated with aircraft, especially helicopters. Uh, so I got an RC helicopter. It was an old E-Sky Honeybee, is what it was called. Learn off that. I kind of went in reverse what a lot of people do when they get into flying model aircraft. A lot of people, before they go into RC helicopters, from what I understand, they start off on RC airplanes because they're much easier, which they are. But I went in the hardest thing first, not knowing what I was getting into. And I've heard RC helicopter pilots describe flying RC aircraft or RC helicopters in general as standing on top of a beach ball trying to keep your balance because each stick input changes, or does different things for a helicopter as far as the flight controls. And it can be very difficult to fly them, especially whenever you turn the helicopter back around towards you because everything on the joystick goes in reverse. So I flew the RC helicopters for probably about a year and a half, and a lot of crashes, spent a lot of money on getting replacement parts, et cetera, et cetera. So in 2014, I believe it was, I decided to go ahead and get my feet wet in RC airplanes. My first RC airplane was a E-Flight Apprentice, which I still have. It's in the other room. As soon as I started flying RC airplanes, I was like, wow, this is so much easier to fly than a helicopter, which they are way easier. And then from there, after that, I got an E-Flight Trojan. It's an electric foam airplane, much like the Apprentice. And then if you've seen any of my old videos that I made a long time ago, you'll see these aircraft in them, which I still have all three of them. My third aircraft RC airplane that I got was it's a Hobbyco. I can't remember the name of it. Hobby Star is what it is. It's got a 72-inch wingspan. It's made out of the balsa wood and wrapped, in the plastic monocoat. And it has a 60 series engine on it. It's nitro powered. That was a lot of fun. I've got some videos on that on YouTube of me flying that. But over the years, especially over the last maybe 3 or 4 years, I started taking interest in drones. But I never did really pull the trigger on it. Here over the past month and a half, I started getting more interested in wanting to get out and start flying RC aircraft again. So I started doing some research. I've heard of this brand, DJI, which I have heard from many people that they're one of the, if not the best in making drones. So I started looking at them. I was looking at the DJI Mavic Air 2S and this one here, which is the Mini 3 Pro. I don't have any experience in flying drones. I have flown toy ones before, and to me, they're kind of a cross in between an RC airplane and an RC helicopter, as far as the control inputs, etc. So I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on one. I did a lot of research online, and I came to the conclusion of this one because this one right here has obstacle avoidance in pretty much all the way around it except for on the top and on the sides. But we'll get into that here in a little bit. So, after doing research and, all this stuff, this is the one that I decided on. I had a kind of a hard time deciding in between on the Fly More kit on getting just the standard or the plus version, which the plus version is the same as the standard except for the 2 batteries that it comes with are extended life, or they're extended batteries, which they advertise these as 47-minute flight time on each, which I've, all the research that I've done, everybody that has these, they're saying more like about 38 minutes. The big problem with the Fly More Plus kit is since the batteries are extended, they're a little bit heavier than what the factory battery is that comes with this, that keeps the drone under 249 grams. And here in the United States, you can have, you can have a drone that's, up to 55 pounds until you get into some really serious laws and restrictions and etc. But, they all have restrictions as far as the drones go. But I kept on toying in my mind, do I want to go over 40 or 249 grams? Do I really? Because the problem is if you go over 249 grams on these drones, you have to register them with the FAA. And I was really toying with my mind, do I want to do this? Do I really want to get something that I'm going to have to register with the FAA? Are they going to be spying on what I'm doing, where I'm flying, et cetera, et cetera? But I just went ahead and determined, you know what, I want to be able to fly this longer. I'm not going to be doing anything illegal with it, so I just decided to go ahead and go with the Fly More Plus kit. And along the way, I started, during my research, I started looking at the different accessories that I needed to get, and, as far as like SD cards and all this other kind of stuff. So this is what I got, and we're going to go through each one of these one by one. So we will start with this. This right here is it's a charging brick. It's 30 watts, and DJI recommends a 30-watt charging brick to charge the batteries because they're very high-powered batteries, from what I understand, and it takes a lot of juice to get them charged up in a quicker amount of time. You can only charge those as fast as 30 watts, and from what I understand, it takes an hour and 15 minutes to charge up each one of the batteries. We'll get more into that here in a little bit, but that's what this is. I went ahead and bought one of these because I don't want to be sitting around for 4, 5, 6 hours charging, one battery, on a low-powered cell phone charging brick. So that's that. My other research that I did, apparently the gimbal or the camera on this drone does not have like a piece of glass or anything covering the camera lens. This right here is a UV, it's a UV filter that just pops right over the front of the camera there. This is made by Case. Research on this says that this is a good, filter as far as for UV, because it's not a colored filter to where, it darkens or, the light for the camera itself. So I'll be getting some other ones as for, so I can do different light shots or, in darkness, etc. A different, better brand. I don't know a whole lot about this one, but I did read that these were pretty good, so I don't know. We'll see. But that's what this is. There's a company that I follow on YouTube, and they are called Drone Valley. And I saw that they sell these right here, which this right here is a gimbal cover. And as you can see, what I like about this one is not only does it cover the gimbal down here, but it also covers the front obstacle avoidance sensors. So I got that. if you know anything about these, you can, watch videos, you'll see that these set pretty low to the ground. I mean, very low to the ground, to where the camera is like centimeters off the ground. So I wanted to get some landing gear to attach it, to get it a little bit higher off the ground, to where if I came in for a landing, I'm not going to damage the camera in any way. So these legs fold up. This version that I got has the gray legs, not the orange legs like it shows on this box. I decided to go ahead and get a lanyard for the controller because I don't want to have to sit the controller on the ground. I just rather have it around my neck. I'm used to that anyway from flying the RC aircraft that I've had. This right here is the 128 gig SanDisk Extreme Pro micro SD card. I got this off Amazon. This is going to be for the aircraft. And then I got a 64 gig micro SD card for the controller. And then we come, last but not least, before we get into the good stuff, this right here, I haven't taken it out of the bag yet, but this is a 30-inch landing pad. So I can set it up in the yard. It's not going to be on the ground to where grass and dust can kick up into the camera area and get, the aircraft all dirty. So that's that. And I think what we will open first is, let's go ahead and open the drone first. Let's see. I am really excited about this. Like I said, I've been toying around with buying a drone for a very long time. And this is the one that I decided to come up with. And I've heard that these are really, really small, in person. I mean, you can tell by looking, on videos that they're small, but let's see here. So I know that there's some, there's the seal right there. Let's get our trusty old scalpel out, cut it open. We'll flip that up there. And what we have here is the drone. Just take this out of the box here. And let's see what we got. This is actually a little heavier than what I thought. I mean, 249 grams. I think that's what, third of a pound, half pound, somewhere around there. But here it is, guys. It's very, very cool. So what we got here is, let's see, take this off here. I know that this apparently has a lot of stickers on it that you have to take off, that they ship from, oh, here we go, from DJI. So we got the camera, gimbal, the two front aiming obstacle avoidance sensors. Let's see. Then we've got the bottom obstacle avoidance sensors, and let's see, and then here's the back obstacle avoidance sensors here. And the legs just fold out like this, and the bottom ones swing under and out. There we go. And that is it. And I'll take the stickers off of it here in a little bit. But let's go ahead and put the gimbal cover back on here. If I can figure out how to do it. I think I'm doing it upside down, yeah. Well, let's see here. Was I doing it upside down? I know you're supposed to put the hook up in front first, like that. Oh, well, I'll mess with it later. I don't want to mess anything up. Let's just set this on the side here. And then you take this little insert out here, and inside we have the RC controller. Now, whenever you buy this drone, you can You can buy it in 3 different ways. You can either buy the drone by itself if you already have a DJI controller. You can buy the RC-N1 controller, which does not have the screen. Or you can buy the version that has the screen with it. And that's the one that I decided to go with because I didn't want to have to tinker with mounting my cell phone on the top and all this other kind of stuff. Because, I mean, if I get a call, an important call, and I'm like right in the middle of flying, I don't want to have to deal with all that nonsense. So, let's see. I have a spec sheet here that I went ahead and printed off. So the drone here, let's go ahead and start with the beginning. So the drone here, it weighs just under 249 grams. Front, bottom, and rear obstacle avoidance sensors. Gimbal cover, which you've already seen. The gimbal rotates also to a vertical position to where you can, if you do TikTok or some of the YouTube short videos, you can do that. It shoots in 4K up to 60 frames per second. Let's see. And I've already talked about keeping the aircraft under 249 grams. You have to use the standard battery, which I did not. I got the Fly More Plus, which has the plus batteries that weighs a little bit heavier, which puts this over 249 grams. The drone runs off the DJI OcuSync 3 transmission system, which allows connection up to 12 kilometers distance between the drone and the transmitter, which is pretty amazing because, I mean, as the law states, you have to keep the aircraft in visual line of sight, which, in a model airplane, model helicopter, you have to do the exact same thing. I mean, there's no way that you can fly it, 12 kilometers, which I think is the equivalent of about 7.4 miles away. It's amazing what this thing can do. I got the spider landing gear for clearance. Let's see. So the RC controller, back to it. It's rechargeable with up to 4 hours usage in between charges. The screen is a 5.5 1080 display with 700 nit brightness. It has internal antennas on here, so you don't have to finagle with, any antennas on here like I do with my RC aircraft. The flight sticks are right here. You can just pop those out and they screw in. I understand you have to be very careful with that. Right here is the record button. This right here will take pictures. And I can't remember what these little dials do. I think one is for focus, and one, I believe, is to move the camera up and down, but I could be mistaken on that, guys. Micro SD card for the controller goes in right here underneath this little door, as you can see. Let's see. So that's basically it for this. So let's go ahead and get this stuff out of the way, and we'll get to the Fly More kit next. So the Fly More kit comes with, I don't think I'm finished yet. When you open up the package, there's another box in here, and I know this has some, I'm sure it has the owner's manual in it, and some extra sets of propellers, and I believe a screwdriver. Yes, a screwdriver, and the instructions are in there, and also a UBC just your flight cord here. UBC C to UBCC cord. Am I saying that right? I hope so. If I'm not, I'll be kicking myself in the butt later, but it's all good. But that's what all you get with the drone if you buy just the drone by itself. The DJI, or the Fly More kit, of course, comes with the case, a charging hub that you can fit 3 batteries in, the 2 plus batteries, and some more propellers. So let's go ahead and open this up. Let's see. I'm really excited, guys, to get this out and start flying it. Right now, I live near Tulsa, Oklahoma, so it's that time of year where it's still quite windy outside. So I'll pick a day whenever I can go out and be very careful with this. So the case here is made out of leather, and it actually feels pretty good. I mean, the videos I watched on YouTube, I kind of thought, oh, that kind of looks cheesy, I don't know, but it's kind of it's not a super, it doesn't feel cheap, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and get this unzipped and take a look at what we have inside. So I believe these right here are going to be the instructions, which I'll read those later. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot that I had my alarm on, and all of a sudden my camera stopped. Taping this with my iPhone. But anyway, we pulled out the charging hub here, and we have the batteries that are inside the charging hub. See if I get that off. There we go. And there we are. I've got another longer cord for this, that you plug in here and get the other battery out. I'm going to start getting this charged up as soon as I get done with this video. If you put all 3 of the batteries in here, whichever battery has the most charge on it will start charging first, and then it will go down the line. All these batteries are in hibernation mode until you start charging them, and it'll kind of bring it out for shipping purposes. But yeah, guys, that's it. I don't know really what else to say about this that I don't know already, but this thing is super cool, and I cannot wait to get out and start flying this. Thank you for watching my unboxing video of this. Like I said, I'm really excited, and maybe whenever I get decent at flying this, I'll upload some videos so y'all can see what this thing does. But God bless you all, and I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like my channel. I don't come up with a whole lot of videos, but when I do, I think they're okay. I still need to do some videos on my Star Wars helmets and my lightsabers and the 2 blasters that I have, but I'll be doing those maybe sometime soon here. I just haven't gotten around to getting it yet, but today we're talking about the drone. That's what's in the spotlight right now. So anyway, again, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Thank you.